It's being called the most lethal tank in NATO. Unveiled at the factory in Telford where it'll be made, this is Challenger 3.
The main battle tank, MBT, is like the heavyweight champion of modern warfare. It's been a big deal since the end of World War I, when people started dreaming up the idea of a land battleship. Back then, having the toughest armor, the fastest speed, and the ability to move around quickly. So, who's got the best tanks on the block today? Let's check out the top 10 main battle tanks in the world. Leopard 2A7A1. Manufactured by Krauss-Maffei, Germany's Leopard 2A7A1 has earned a solid reputation as one of the most advanced and powerful tanks globally. With its upgraded modular armor, the Leopard 2A7A1 can take on a wide array of modern threats. It's also equipped with an active protection system, APS, that actively defends against incoming projectiles, beefing up its defenses. The tank's cutting-edge fire control system is a game-changer, featuring thermal sights, laser rangefinders, and a ballistic computer. This setup ensures the Leopard 2A7A1 can accurately hit targets from afar, making it a precise and lethal force on the battlefield. Plus, its weapon engagement system lets it tackle multiple targets simultaneously, boosting its combat effectiveness. Thanks to its 1,500 horsepower diesel engine, the Leopard 2A7A1 is no slouch in terms of speed, reaching up to 72 kilometers per hour. Its impressive maneuverability allows it to navigate different terrains with ease, making it adaptable and responsive in dynamic combat situations. And with a range of over 450 kilometers, it can stay operational for extended periods and refuel efficiently on the go. M1A2 SEP Abrams. The M1A2 SEP Abrams is the cream of the crop when it comes to the M1 Abrams tank series, representing the cutting edge of armored warfare tech in the U.S. Army. Building on the success of its predecessor, the M1A2 SEP V3, which hit the scene back in 2020, this latest version cements the Abrams status as the most advanced one yet. Packed with all sorts of fancy features, the M1A2 SEP Abrams sets a new standard for what a main battle tank can do. Its main gun, a 120 mm smoothbore beast, can fire off all kinds of ammo, from armor-piercing rounds to anti-tank missiles, making it a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. And thanks to its top-of-the-line fire control system, which includes thermal sights, a laser rangefinder, and a ballistic computer, the crew can spot and take out targets like nobody's business. With pinpoint accuracy and crystal-clear imagery, the M1A2 SEP Abrams can hit targets from afar, even when the weather's not cooperating. Russian T-14 Armata. Considered Russia's top-tier tank, the Armata is hyped up to the point where it almost doesn't need any more praise. But hey, it's pretty darn impressive. Set to take over from the T-90 as Russia's go-to tank, the Armata packs a punch with its 125 mm smoothbore gun. This bad boy can shoot all sorts of ammo, from armor-piercing rounds to anti-tank missiles, showing off its versatility. With top-notch sensors and systems, the Armata can hit targets with precision from far away, no matter the weather. When it comes to getting around, this tank is no slouch. It can zip along at speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour, thanks to its beefy 1,500 horsepower diesel engine. And with a range of over 500 kilometers, it's got the legs to go the distance, with the added bonus of being easy to refuel in the field. In terms of protection, the Armata is as tough as they come. It's loaded up with composite armor, explosive reactive armor, and active protection systems to keep it safe from harm. Plus, it's got a nuclear, biological, and chemical protection system to keep the crew out of harm's way. The Armata's fire control system is top of the line, with thermal sights, laser rangefinders, and a ballistic computer for pinpoint accuracy. It can take on multiple targets at once and track them like a pro, thanks to its new fire control computer. K2 Black Panther. The K2 Black Panther, crafted by the Agency for Defense Development and made by Hyundai Rotem, marks a huge step forward for South Korea in the realm of armored warfare. Cooked up in the 1990s, this main battle tank checks off all the boxes for what the Republic of Korea Army needs, with a focus on fast, three-dimensional maneuvers and super-connected operations. Armed with a serious 120mm smoothbore gun, the K2 Black Panther proves its firepower chops by packing all sorts of ammo, from armor-piercing rounds to anti-tank missiles. With these tricks up its sleeve, the tank can lay down some serious hurt on targets with scary precision, even when the weather's acting up or when targets are far away. The K2 Black Panther's fancy fire control system is the real deal, boasting thermal sights, laser rangefinders, and ballistic computers. With all this tech working together, the tank crew can spot and take out threats like pros, hitting the mark with pinpoint accuracy and making sure they rule the battlefield. Merkava Mk.4, Israel's Merkava Mk.4 main battle tank, nicknamed Barak or Lightning, is not only loaded with cutting-edge tech like sensors and electronic warfare gear, but it also boasts an artificial intelligence system. Armed with a 120mm smoothbore gun crafted by Israel Military Industries, it can lob high-powered shells and guided projectiles up to 4,000 meters away. Backing up its main gun, the Merkava V packs a punch with a 7.62mm coaxial machine gun, another 7.62mm machine gun perched on the turret roof, and a slick 60mm breech-loaded mortar tucked inside. Its sensors and electronics are top-notch, and its engine is a real powerhouse. While it's not flooding the battlefield just yet, it's already making waves in limited use with the IDF. Considering Israel's size and its reluctance to dive into major ground conflicts with big players, having a top-tier tank like the Merkava Mk.4 is a game-changer. Plus, they've got the means to churn out enough of these bad boys to keep their edge sharp. Russian T-72. This old Soviet tank is hailed as the best worldwide because it's a favorite among many countries. It's simple to operate and doesn't break the bank. While Russia's T-90M MBT and the T-14 Armata have struggled in Ukraine, the trusty T-72 has kept them in the game. Even though they've lost a bunch in combat, it's no biggie since Russia can crank out replacements without breaking a sweat. Despite facing drones and other challenges, the T-72 is the one doing the heavy lifting in Russia's war with Ukraine. It's not pretty, but it's effective. T-99. Developed in 2000, this third-gen main battle tank, MBT, is a quirky blend of the classic Soviet T-90 and bits and pieces swiped from Western tank designs, all mashed up into the T-99. It's got some neat tricks up its sleeve, like the modular explosive reactive armor that made Germany's Leopard 2 MBTs so hot. Plus, there's an active laser protection system on board to fend off missiles, mess with enemy tank gear, and even take on helicopters. China's churned out a whopping 1,200 of these babies over the past couple of decades, making them the go-to ride for their armor crews. They haven't really seen much action in battle, but they're cheap to make and easy to crank out, which is a win in China's book. Sure, the American M1 Abrams might outshine it on the battlefield, but when it comes to sheer numbers, China's got the upper hand. French Leclerc XL. This tank is all about speed and agility, clocking in at 50 miles per hour and able to hit targets from 2.5 miles away. It's built for swift moves and long-range hits. Compared to heavyweights like the M1 Abrams, it's on the lighter side, which means it sacrifices some armor for that extra zip. Even though it's not as heavily armored as its rivals, the Leclerc isn't completely defenseless. It's got reactive armor, just like the Leopard 2s, to give it a fighting chance. Only a handful of countries use this tank, and its combat history is pretty limited. But when the United Arab Emirates took it into the Yemen civil war, it held its own better than the Saudis' M1 Abrams fleet, according to some observers. Type 90. The Type 90 tank is the mainstay of the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force, JGSDF, replacing the older Type 61 tank and working alongside the Type 74 tanks. Built by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, it's a mean machine with a crew of 3 and a hefty arsenal, a 120mm smoothbore gun, a 7.60mm coaxial machine gun, and a 12.7mm anti-aircraft machine gun. Packed with high-tech gear like a thermal imager, laser rangefinder, and navigation system, The Type 90 is no slouch in the sensors department. It's got a reputation for a reason. With a tough crew compartment, a powerful engine, and a top-notch gun, it's a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. Plus, features like an active protection system, APS, and a laser warning system make it a tough nut to crack. British Challenger 3. The upcoming replacement for the highly regarded Challenger 2 main battle tank is more of an upgrade than a complete overhaul. While the new tanks are supposed to be more capable, thanks to their network-linked computer systems and a beefed-up main cannon, they're not entirely different from their predecessor. This new tank is getting a 120mm high-pressure L55A1 main gun, which Rheinmetall, the company making the Challengers, claims can fire the latest anti-tank rounds and multi-purpose ammunition that can be programmed for different uses. It's got all the bells and whistles for modern electronic warfare and better armor to keep its crew safe. Plus, it's loaded with high-tech sensors that help the tank commander spot and track targets from far away. But this tank is crazy expensive, and it's doubtful Britain will be able to churn out enough of them to really justify the cost. That's all for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, take care and goodbye.